A robot army is remaking ground warfare in Ukraine. The headline grabs you because it's true. Dozens of tracked and wheeled robots now operate in Ukrainian battlefields, delivering supplies, hauling ammunition, evacuating the wounded, laying mines, and even holding land that would normally be a death trap for soldiers. Every month they conduct thousands of missions, and they have become an indispensable tool for infantrymen who spend weeks in buried bunkers to stay out of sight of flying drones. At the cutting edge, unmanned ground vehicles perform tasks that once seemed decades away from reality. In April, President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that Ukrainian forces had captured a Russian-held position using only land robots and aerial drones, with no soldier risking their life on the front lines. That was a headline-making moment for a technology that had quietly grown in the shadows of the campaign. Unlike the sleek, high-tech drones that dazzled the world's attention, ground robots are built by welders, mechanics, and infantrymen who encounter the hard grind of trench warfare. In a stark contrast to the IT teams that push drone innovation, these creators are grease monkeys on the ground, figuring out how to bolt parts together so they work in terrain littered with shrapnel and rubble. Ukraine is outpacing even the most advanced militaries in this category. While Russia and other nations still prioritize aerial systems, Ukraine has turned to creative, low-cost tricks to stay in the fight. Cheap 3D-printed quadcopter drones now outshine rifles on the front. Naval drones have nudged Russia's Black Sea fleet back into port. Ukrainian drone interceptors proved effective enough that some have been shipped to the Middle East to counter Iranian air attacks. Ground combat has been the last frontier because debris-strewed terrain and the ever-present overhead drone threat made conventional tactics risky. Developing ground robots was a lower priority and received less funding than aerial drones. But mechanics and infantrymen who felt the burden pushed their case. One of the first was Captain Alexander Karkovets, who now commands the Ground Robot Battalion of the 93rd Mechanized Brigade. Before the full-scale invasion, Captain Karkovets ran an automotive electronics workshop. In 2023, as he fought house-to-house in the ruined Bakhmut, he crouched behind a wall with his rifle and noticed how machines could replace human labor in dangerous tasks. After an order to retreat left many comrades dead behind, Karkovets decided that the only way to keep the fight alive was to keep building robots. His story echoes a larger truth: Ukraine's ground robots are not the product of state-of-the-art labs but the result of relentless improvisation under fire. Each robot is a bespoke tool, assembled from salvaged parts, 3D-printed components, and the ingenuity of soldiers who know the terrain better than anyone else. As the war pushes them into new frontiers, these machines hold trenches, escort wounded soldiers to safer ground, and protect life with mechanics that once made munitions. So the next time we talk about drones, remember that this quiet, ground-based revolution is changing how warfare is fought in the trenches. Ukraine's robot army isn't just a side story, it's a frontline reality that will shape the outcomes of this conflict. Thanks for listening, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.